Ready.
Hello, my name is Patricia Ann Talley Day Tucker. I am a resident in the United States of Southfield, Michigan, and in Mexico I'm a resident of Ixtapas, Guerrero. I was born in the United States in Detroit. I'm a Motown girl, and moved to California and was educated there, moved back to the University of Michigan where I received a master's in business administration. After working in the marketing area for about 20 years, I got interested in international marketing, and I had worked for many companies in the area of ethnic marketing, and I had a theory that ethnic marketing was very similar to marketing in emerging countries. I talked to my professor, my mentor at the University of Michigan, Dr. C.K. Prahalad, who's now deceased, but with us always, and he told me, and I would never say this while he was alive, that if I wanted to learn about emerging markets and emerging peoples, that I could not learn it in the United States. I had to go out someplace else to do it. So I chose Mexico, and people always ask me, why Mexico? Well, because Mexico is an emerging market. It's our next door neighbor. And if I got in trouble and needed to come home, I could get on a bus and get to Southfield, Michigan. So that was why Mexico. I picked Ixtapas by accident. I was going to Acapulco for vacation and thinking about Mexico to study. And there was a hurricane in Acapulco. I got rerouted to Ixtapas. It was a small town, at that time only about 60,000 people. And it was a perfect laboratory for me to do all the work that I wanted to do. We've grown now to about 130,000 people, again an emerging market.
Go ahead.
When I came here, I didn't know any Spanish. The whole experiment was for me to come like a Star Trekker, knowing what the future would hold in a developing world, coming with just a laptop and learning the people. Dr. Prahalad in Michigan had told me that if I was going to be a great marketer in the emerging world, in international, that I'd have to come and learn the people. Not learn how Americans think about other foreigners, but learn the foreign markets from the people themselves. And so that's what I did. Here in Ixtapas, I'm a teacher. I teach marketing and I teach communications in English. And I work with the hotels, restaurants, and in the tourism business. I've learned a lot about what Mexico and the people have to offer. Again, emerging from a poor economy into a developing world, with the employers working so closely with employees. I call them collaborators, not employees. The family systems, the training that goes on here. Many solutions that they found to uplift the people that we could implement in the United States. Their educational systems, for example, focusing more on job training and job development and job readiness with internships for the young people is an example of things that I've learned here. In the work, I happen to, through volunteer work, working on the Peace Festival here, I happened to meet another college professor, Professor Candelaria Donahue Mendez Taylor, who someone introduced me as being, quote, just like you. And I didn't understand that, what just like me meant. And what they were talking about was that she was also African-American, a professor, African-Mexican, as I'm African from the United States, and we met each other and started learning about each other's worlds. She went with me to visit in Southfield, Michigan, so I could show her my world, the museum, the library, the churches, the civic groups, and then she took me to visit her world in Costa Chica, doing the same thing. It was a tremendous experience for me because, again, since the area is not as developed, advanced technologically, economically, well, mostly technologically in that area, you still have people that are living much the way they did, their ancestors did many, many years ago. So I felt like I was stepping back closer, going to my African roots. According to Henry Gates, Louis Gates, there were 11.2 million Africans taken out of Africa. Only 450,000 were deposited in the United States. The other went into Latin America. So these are our cousins and our neighbors. And with warm hearts, open arms, they welcomed us. And that truly was a wonderful experience. Also participating with the Day of the Dead and their African dance, which is the Dance of the Devil. I know there's a common root with that because I remember seeing similar steps like that with the Kappas and the Omegas and the fraternity brothers. Again, common roots. We have many things to learn from each other, starting with the value of family. We've lost it. The value of education for people that strive so much, so hard to get an education. And for many times we have it available to us and we've lost it. The meaning of elevating people out of poverty. That should be our #1 economic goal in our country. Yet it's not talked about. So there are many lessons to learn on this side, and I invite you to the exhibit to learn about the people of Costa Chica, Kwajalein, the many other cities that are there. Thank you.